Hey friends, welcome back to my home. Welcome to the beginning of some serious organization that has needed to happen in my house. There has been a lot of things left go, and I just have not dug in to really organizing cabinets and like things that are behind closed doors in the last little while. And a lot of people ask me like, why do you film reorganizing areas that you've organized before? Well, if you're a homemaker, then you know organization is always a process. We go through different seasons in life. I have 3 children, their ages change, needs change, even my own needs change depending on maybe an eating style that I have or a hobby that I'm into or schedule changes. All of those things make it necessary to kind of shift our home and make it into something that works for wherever we're at in life right now. So I'm not going to ramble on and on, but I am going to show you guys a little bit of what I'm talking about. Really the mess, the true mess that I've got going on. And then we're going to dig out just a few tools to help us organize today. I have some stuff that I have used before, but I did pick up a couple new things. Just disregard the washer making its little sounds over there. I'm gonna take you guys back here to my little pantry style cabinet. Lots of organization here, but it needs organization, if that makes sense. Here is one of my major jam ups right now. And a lot of it is because I have a special eating style. I eat very low sugar. And then we have a daughter that eats mostly gluten-free. So we have lots of gluten-free ingredients. I do store some of my cooking things in this area right here in these big drawers, but obviously not all. So this is an area that has to be tackled. And we have other areas too, but I'm just giving you an example of my mess and what we're going to be working with today. Hey friends, we're gonna take a quick break from our home projects today to tell you about this week's video sponsor. It is Dwill. Dwill has an entire line of paints that will help you transform spaces in an easy and affordable way. Recently, I was able to use the tub and tile paint from Dwill to transform my brother's shower. They had a shower that they were not really ready to fully renovate, and they wanted to be able to give it a nice facelift, brighten up the space, and really just give it new life. So this is an entire kit. It gives you everything that you're gonna need to finish this project. I think that it's great how they send gloves and little sandpaper pieces if you need to sand up any areas, and a brush and a roller to apply the paint, as well as other things that you may need along the way. Obviously, being in a tub or a shower is a little bit of a tight space generally to work in, and the cleanup is super easy. So being in a tight space, it's really easy to take care of any overpainting that you might do as you go. Obviously, if you are doing a bathroom area like a tub or a shower, you are in your home, probably in a central location of your home. So odor is a really big deal when it comes to repainting something. Thankfully, Dwill thought of that, and we are able to use this tub and tile paint at a low odor. Honestly, I could barely even tell there was any odor as I was working in there, and I know that it was appreciated by my brother's family as well. The tub and tile paint is formulated with a high quality acrylic resin. This makes it exceptionally durable and resistant to flaking. The tub and tile paint is very versatile. It comes in different finishes as well as colors to match your taste and your decor. Obviously, this is super budget friendly and gives a great facelift at a great cost. At the end of the project, we were left with some really great before and after photos with this looking just fresh and clean and new. So you can check out Dwill paints for your next DIY project for a simple, easy solution. The information and link will be in the description box below. All right, so I've got a lot of really simple tools to work with today. Unless we end up running to the store and getting something else, I think this is mostly what we're working with. So I got some extra latch top jars. I have some in the pantry. I know you couldn't see them, right? Because of all of the extra things, but there are some in there. And in the bottom of the pantry cabinet back there, it actually has some dishes. So we're gonna try moving some of the baking dishes and stuff in there to a different cabinet and use that whole tall cabinet for food storage. So that's what this is going to go for. So we have a pan rack from Walmart, super inexpensive. I'll leave all this stuff linked below. I found a lot of stuff at Walmart that I'm gonna try to help to move those dishes to a different location. And then we also have another jam up with a cabinet in this, underneath of this counter right here. It's our snack cabinet. And what's been happening is bread has been getting thrown into the snack cabinet. It's all just been one big mishmash pile to where we can't get to the snacks and the bread ends up getting smashed. So to solve this, I actually ordered a bread box from Amazon. I'm really excited. I think I'm gonna put this together first because I feel like it's the thing I'm most excited about doing this project, and then that's gonna give me momentum to get going. But I also got these baskets. They're more of a longer basket. As you can see, these are from Walmart and they each came with 2 smaller baskets. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these, but these baskets here are a great size to slide into the narrow cupboard we use for our snacks. So we're removing the bread, we're removing the odds and end ingredients that's going to be combined with what's back there, and it's going to only be for snacks. So I just grabbed these. I think they're gonna work great. There's 2 shelves in there. We can slide these in just to hold snacks. There's a lot more that this project entails, but I think starting off with figuring out that tall cabinet, getting the bread box on the counter. I have a corner over here. This is gonna set nicely in. It's super cute. Wait till you guys see it. I'll get it all put together here. And I think that's gonna solve this part. So it's actually really both like pantry type cabinets and spaces. So normally I am the type of person that really likes to hide my storage. I'm not huge on countertop storage. I feel like I have really expanded my territory in doing that in the last 6 months or so by putting different things on my counters. I'm normally someone that likes to have very cleared off countertops, but sometimes it helps to make the space feel a bit more personalized and cozy whenever you've got some things sitting on the countertops. It doesn't feel quite as sterile. So this is a really cool countertop storage option. You would not have to use it for bread by any means, even though it is labeled a bread box. And I just like how the glass is a little bit textured to where you can't really see what's inside. You might be able to see some colors through it, but you can't really see what is inside of the bread box. And I also like how these open up. They open where you open it from the top of the door and they lay down. I think you could put a lot of different things. You could put vitamins in here. You could put snacks. Really, if you're super short on cupboard space, this is such a great option to kind of add another cupboard to your countertop space. And I like how it brings in the warm tones of the wood, and it's just cute, guys. It's cute. And you could even take a Cricut machine and make decals to put on the doors if you wanted to label it like bread or anything else. It could look really personalized that way. This was really simple to put together. I had it together in about 10 minutes or so, and it would be an easy project for anyone. Recently, we got a normal coffee maker, if you want to call it that, because my husband also enjoys drinking coffee in the morning, and he's like, can we just get a coffee pot where it like keeps it warm, especially on weekends when we're just around the house. So I picked up this cute one from Walmart, and I just thought that the bread box would fit really well next to it. So the next thing I did was take everything out of the pantry. oh my goodness, there was so much stuff in here. There was some stuff I needed to relocate, stuff that was out of date that just needed to be thrown away, and things that I needed to put into our cellar as well. So going through everything and just making sense of it all, I kind of feel like this is a landing spot in our kitchen where if we don't know what to do with something, it just gets shoved into this large cabinet. And so there was a lot of stuff that really does have another place, but for whatever reason was pushed into here. And also some things that I forgot about, things that I was looking for, and obviously now I found it. So go through your cupboards, check your stuff out. I also found that I had some different containers of stuff that needed to be filled, like my oil bottles and vinegars. I buy most of that stuff in bulk from Costco or Azure Standard or a bulk food store. So I do put them into like smaller containers for in my kitchen, and I store the rest in my cellar. And there was quite a few things that I had been putting off refilling and needed to be filled. So I took the opportunity of having everything out on the counter to fill it all up. Okay, so these flip top jars are one of my favorite things in my house. I just think that they are so cute and add so much character to my kitchen. I find them at Walmart for like a really, really good price. Definitely beats out the price on Amazon. But if you're looking for a specific size or a specific seal color, like the rubber or plastic or silicone, whatever they're made out of, seals inside of the jar, they do come in different colors. You can actually get those seals on Amazon to replace the jar seal if you want to. But unless you're looking for something super specific, I would definitely check out Walmart for these jars. The great thing is that they are completely sealed, so everything you put in them is going to stay fresh. And I just like how the lid is attached to the jar, so we're not looking for a lid, and they're fairly easy to clean as well. I used my little embossing labeler, which I will leave linked below, to label the tops of these jars because I was gonna put them into the bottom of that pantry area. Originally, it had a lot of dishes in it, but we're gonna move those dishes today, like I said, into a different cabinet. So since I was going to be seeing the tops of the jars when I pull out a drawer in the pantry, I just decided to label the tops of the jars so it's easy to read and find what I need. The other thing I love about those labels is they are pretty easily removable, and so if I change out what is in these storage jars, I can just swap out the label and we're good to go. I really like having flexibility when it comes to food storage because I feel like things change. Ingredients change, things that you're using or cooking with a lot change pretty often. And so being able to change that up in an easy way instead of taking off a decal like what I might make with my Cricut is really convenient for a pantry space like this. So that's why I tend to use that embossing labeler. Plus the refills for that are really inexpensive compared to vinyl for my Cricut. All right, so this next little project is one that my husband suggested. We have children that are very much growing, very much love to snack, love to have their own little foodie things all the time. And so anytime that I get something that is like a snack for me, or my husband gets something that's a snack for him, usually somehow, somewhere along the line, it gets eaten up. So he said, why don't we have our own snacks? And so I decided to just try this out. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know if it's even going to be very useful. Who knows? But we're gonna have a mom snack box and a dad snack box, and then we'll leave the little snack baskets that you'll see here in a bit for the girls. So we'll see how that works out. If you've ever done something like that, please let me know in the comments. Or do you hide your snacks? Maybe you hide your chocolate. I've definitely done that before. Disguised my chocolate in something else, you know, hiding it in my kitchen so nobody else finds it. But as your children get older, and I don't even have teenagers yet, but as they get older, I definitely notice things disappearing a whole lot quicker, and everybody's always up for a snack of some kind. So we got to keep our stuff out of reach. And then I put everything back into these Lazy Susans that were in the pantry, and mostly just like spices and the oils and dressings and things like that that don't need to be refrigerated go on there. I really like the fact that I can also wipe those Lazy Susans out very easily if something spills or drips or gets sticky. Super wipeable. And then I added a few more jars to my little pull-out jar area at the bottom of the pantry. Okay, so now we're gonna assemble this little pots and pan rack. I don't know why I have never invested in one of these sooner. They're not that expensive. Find them at Walmart, but man, do they help to save space and make it a whole lot easier to put dishes away when it comes to things like muffin tins and pans that you can kind of stand upright. So the cabinet I'm going to be putting all of this in is actually pretty tall. It doesn't have a shelf in it. So being able to take advantage of that vertical space was pretty important for this cabinet. And I also liked that I could just kind of assemble it how I wanted to on the countertop, and then just lift the whole thing up and set it right into the cabinet. So if I want to adjust this for different pans that I might swap out or purchase in the future, it's easy to move them to the right size that you need for that pan. All right, moving on to this cabinet where we're gonna be putting the pots and pans, the muffin tins, the 9x13 baking pans, and things like that. We have our pots and pans in this cabinet normally. I pulled everything out to wipe it all out, but on the side where I'm putting the 9x13 glass dishes and that pan rack that you just saw, I was storing some extra coffee and tea and things like that. So I decided to relocate that stuff, just get it to where it needed to be. Some of the coffee just needed to be put into canisters, which you'll see here in a minute. Some of the tea I just put down in our cellar with my herbs. It was just stuff I wasn't really using. So getting that all cleared out made it possible to store all of our baking dishes in there, which is going to work out great for my daughters to put things away when they empty the dishwasher. It's at a good level for them to be able to put everything in there. Okay, so tackling the snack cupboard. This is another landing zone for lots of random things. Can get stuff shoved in it pretty easily, as I was talking about the bread earlier. But I want to really just have it designated for the girls' snacks and things they can reach for when they need something. And I think that it's going to work out really well to have baskets that pull out and they're able to just see what they are looking for without having to dig back through the back of the cabinet. Okay, so here I am taking care of the coffee that was in under where those pans and dishes were. You're gonna see me do something kind of odd here, okay? I bought a bag of coffee that I was not over the moon about. Yeah, I drink enough coffee that I can be a bit of a coffee snob. I generally like dark roast, and it was a medium roast, and it just wasn't my favorite. So I decided to go ahead and mix it with the one that is my favorite to try to make it stretch a little bit longer. So I'm taking the dark roast and the medium roast, and I'm just like stirring it all together. And I decided that it was easier once I got started doing all of this. I think I went to too much bother because I could have just mixed it all together in the canister. I don't know what I was thinking, but we'll see how that works out for me. I'm hoping that I don't notice the taste too much and that I can make my coffee stretch just a little bit further. All right, over here by the bread box, I did add a little tray to kind of house my little light. This is actually a light that is battery operated. Well, you recharge it. It's plugged in right now. So I can move it around the kitchen where I want it to be. I love it so much. You can get them on Amazon, and TJ Maxx has them as well. At least that's where I found this one. I put a little dish here for my little frother. So I'm kind of setting up a coffee station, kind of. So we've got some bread in here that's not gonna get smashed in the snack cupboard. And then up here, I just put a few things that I use in the mornings. This is my daughter's vitamin case, my vitamin case, and then stevia I use for my coffee. This is my coffee scoop that I get my little canisters and come over and put into the coffee maker. And sometimes my husband actually makes coffee in the morning too, so this will be nice for him to have a little setup. This needs to be refilled, but this is my pumpkin spice jar, so whenever it gets closer to fall, I like to put my pumpkin spice in here to put in my coffee. I've got matcha back here for a nice matcha latte, and then chai spice because I love making chai lattes as well. So all of this kind of grouped here is perfect. Got some regular stevia, and then the vanilla stevia I use in my coffee pretty much every day. So I think it's a cute little hidden way to have all of this over here. I don't know if I'll add to it, but I'm so happy with it right now. And then going to the other side of the kitchen over here, we have got this cleaned up, which, oh my goodness, this is such a relief. You all saw how dumped together everything was. So having it cleaned out and having extra space in here too just gives me such a breath of fresh air. And then I've got oils, peanut butters, all of those kinds of things. You all saw what I have down here. And I have some room for extra jars if I find something that I need to add into that. So that is so exciting. I talked a little bit about the mom and dad snack boxes. So we'll close that up since we're finished. Now heading over here. I am so excited to see this done because this has been a problem area for a while. Things were just getting dumped around. Now we have a system and how everything stacks together. So that is such a relief. Refilled some canisters, happy about that. I did not find a use for these little containers. They're so cute, so I'm gonna find some way to use them in my house since they came with the baskets that we put in to the snack cupboard. I love this. Stuff isn't going to get shoved in the back, but if we need to, we've got extra space in the back to store things. And I think it's gonna help keep things wrangled together when it comes to snacks for the girls, and just down at their level, they can reach it and all of that. And then right here is my prep table. This usually is pushed in to where I kind of film a lot of recipes here for my main channel, and it just works out good. This does fold up, this prep table, so I'm able to also remove it if I need to. But so happy with this. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what inspired you today in this little organization session, getting some stuff cleaned out and cleaned up, and I will see you all in my next video.